Nice launch trajectory countdown net. Pad is clear.
10, 9, 8.
Launch auto sequence has started.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go for launch.
Vehicle is supersonic.
Stage separation confirmed. Dragon, separation confirmed. Stage 1 is transonic. Landing legs have deployed. And Falcon 9 has landed.
Hello everyone, my name is Jesse Anderson.
Load is complete.
My name is Jesse Anderson and I'm a production and engineering manager here at SpaceX. I'll be your host for the 58th Starlink mission today, set to launch from Space Launch Complex 40 in Florida. Starlink delivers high-speed, low-latency broadband internet designed for remote and rural locations across the globe. And in case you missed it, we've had some exciting news in the past couple of days. We recently lowered the price for service and hardware in many areas to better reflect purchasing parity across our customers who reside in 46 markets around the world, and the most recent being Norway. We also announced a new partnership with T-Mobile to eliminate cell phone dead zones. For more on that announcement, be sure to check out starlink.com. At T-minus 5 minutes and 15 seconds, the teams are currently tracking no issues with the vehicles or spacecraft. Weather is currently go, and we are proceeding with the T0 of 11:41 p.m. Eastern Time. Range is green and ready to support liftoff in just under 5 minutes from now. And in preparation for
lift, pressurizing for strong back retract.
In preparation for liftoff, you just heard that call out. We are standing by for the TE retraction or transporter erector, or what you just heard called the strong back. Now that's that structure next to the vehicle. Just before
strong back retract is started.
Just before the strong back, the TE begins to move back, we have the clamp arms just below the fairing opening up, and you can see that there on your screen. Once those are fully open, then the TE can start to retract away from the vehicle. Now you can see that the clamp arms are fully open and the TE is moving very slowly and steadily away from Falcon 9. And at T0, the TE will actually move a little bit further away and clear the way for Falcon 9 as it lifts off. In just under 15 seconds from now, we will have prop loading complete on the first stage. That will be LOX load complete.
Stage 1 LOX load is complete.
And there's that call out just a few seconds early. Now that was the first stage completing LOX load. Second stage will complete LOX load around the T-minus 2 minute mark. Now once LOX load completes on second stage, that will conclude prop loading on Falcon 9, and it will be fully loaded with about
Stage 2 LOX throttle back.
With about 1 million pounds of fuel and liquid oxygen. Again, that's coming up around the T-minus 2 minute mark.
Stage 2 LOX load is complete.
That call out confirms that prop loading is now complete on Falcon 9. Today marks SpaceX's 94th total launch from Launch Complex 40. And today marks the second flight for this particular booster.
Gas closeouts have started.
This booster previously supported the CRS-24 mission to send supplies to the International Space Station. Our drone ship, a shortfall of Gravitas, will be supporting recovery today and is currently located out in the Atlantic Ocean, which is what you see there on your screen.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
And great call out, Falcon 9 in startup. That means the flight computers have now taken over the launch countdown, just waiting the final go from the launch director.
LD, go for launch.
And great news, let's watch as Falcon 9 carries our Starlink payload into space.
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 15. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power. Lift off, Starlink 423. Stage 1 chamber pressure is nominal.
You are watching Falcon 9 as it accelerates our Starlink satellites into orbit. And we got some really cool views of the vehicle flying through the clouds there.
Falcon is supersonic.
And that call out that Falcon is supersonic, that means that the vehicle is traveling faster than the speed of sound.
Max Q.
And we had a call out that we have just passed through max Q. That is the maximum dynamic pressure that the vehicle sees on ascent. Great view of the Falcon 9 engines.
INVAC engine chill has begun.
There will be 3 events coming up here shortly, happening back to back. That will be MECO, or main engine cutoff, stage separation, and SES-1, or second stage engine start 1. Now, MECO is where all 9 of those engines that you see lit up on your screen, they will shut down in preparation for stage separation. Once the stages separate from each other, Stage 1 will make its way back down to Earth, while Stage 2 continues, carrying our Starlink satellites to orbit with SES-1, or second stage engine startup 1, and that's where the MVAC engine on the second stage will ignite.
And MECO. Stage separation. INVAC ignition. Bearing separation.
And we just had MECO, stage separation, SES-1 on your right-hand screen. You can see that MVAC engine lighting up there, and we did have confirmation of fairing deploy. Today marks the third flight for both fairing halves and the 30th mission this year utilizing flight-proven fairings. We will attempt to recover the fairing halves again today to use on a future launch. Now what you're seeing on your screen on the left-hand side, it's a bit dark, but that is the first stage view. And on your right-hand screen is a view on the second stage, looking at the MVAC engine.
Acquisition of signal, Bermuda.
And that call out there, that is a confirmation that we have connected to one of our ground stations that we utilize during our flights. Now, this mission marks SpaceX's 176th mission overall. Today, we are carrying a stack of Starlink satellites into low Earth orbit. So far, everything is looking good on the first stage and the second stage. Now, right now, you see a view of the MVAC engine on the second stage, but stage 1 is currently making its way back down to Earth. It'll utilize a couple more burns in order to touch down for landing. The first is coming up just a little over a minute and a half from now. That will be the entry burn.
Vehicles following nominal trajectories.
And good call-outs that the vehicles are on nominal trajectories. Now, the entry burn will be 3 of the 9 M1D engines reigniting. That helps slow the vehicle down as it makes its way back through the Earth's atmosphere. Now, once the entry burn concludes, the atmosphere actually helps to scrub most of the velocity on the first stage. And then it will utilize a single engine burn for the landing burn just a minute later after the entry burn concludes. And we are attempting to land on our drone ship a shortfall of gravitas tonight. As a reminder, Starlink is a satellite internet constellation designed and manufactured by SpaceX to provide high-speed, low-latency internet to people living in remote and rural locations around the globe. Now, Starlink recently went live in Norway, and we are currently live in 39 countries and 46 markets around the world.
Stage 1 FTS is safed.
Stage 1 interburn startup.
And as you can see on your left-hand screen, the entry burn has begun. That is 3 of the 9 M1D engines reigniting. This burn should last just about 20 seconds long.
Stage 1 interburn shutdown.
And that call out concludes that the entry burn is complete. Now the landing burn will be just about a minute from now. And during the landing burn, we will get
Stage 2 FTS is safe.
During the landing burn, we will have second engine cutoff 1 or SECO 1 on the second stage. You may hear those callouts happening around the same time.
Stage 1 transonic.
Terminal guidance.
And we're just under 20 seconds away from the landing burn beginning on the first stage. And shortly after the landing burn begins, we will also have SECO 1 or second engine cutoff 1.
Stage 1 landing burn.
And the landing burn has begun on the first stage. And we are attempting to land on our drone ship a shortfall of gravitas tonight.
Landing light deploy.
And SECO.
Stage 1 landing is confirmed.
And there you can see Falcon 9 has landed. This marks the 138th landing of an orbital class rocket.
Nominal
110th.
orbit insertion.
This is the 110th reflight of a Falcon 9 first stage booster. And we also did hear SECO 1 on the second stage.
Loss of signal, J6 and PPF.
And we also did hear a confirmation of good orbit. Now today's stack of Starlink satellites
Acquisition of signal in Finland.
also marks the highest ever payload mass to orbit on a recoverable Falcon 9 at 16.7 metric tons. Stage 2 is now carrying 54 Starlink satellites into low Earth orbit. And with confirmation of first stage landing and successful SECO 1, we'll wrap up today's launch coverage. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to check out SpaceX social media for confirmation of Starlink deploy. We'll see you again soon.